nerds. Welcome to season 2 of the Unvaulted podcast. I'm your host, Squatingdog, and my niece calls me bald, and that's sad. Anyways, this season of the podcast, we have been capturing massive benchmark moments of Fortnite history and interviewing those who were influential to making the game what it is today. It is clear that the future of Fortnite will be heavily influenced by Creative 2.0, and in order to understand that future, we need experts to help us navigate these waters. These 3 unsung heroes of the creative space have helped curate some of the most incredible experiences that millions of players have consumed daily. You cannot talk about creative without mentioning MackJack, KKSlider, and DolphinDom. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining us on this podcast.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Great to be
doing
here.
Doing well. How you guys feeling about being on today's podcast?
So
great.
excited.
I had to wake up really early, but let's get it.
Super pumped.
Just on caffeine, like real drugged up.
Yeah.
Well, guys, so our goal today is very simple. We are trying to capture legends that have made the game what it is today. So I know there's 3 of us. Just feel free, whoever feels like they want to answer first. But how does it feel to be considered as somebody who is deserving of such a title for this podcast?
Unreal.
Well, I mean, personally, I think that I think I'm a little unfazed by it. You know, you see the numbers, you see the people interacting with your community, and we're all locked in these houses because of this pandemic, and I don't think it has really translated all that well. I mean, there have been a couple of live events we've gone to before the pandemic hit, but I feel like there's still that barrier of I haven't really seen the impact that was made. I mean, like digitally we have, but it's different when you haven't actually seen faces.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you're behind the scenes building all these experiences, but you don't really see the impact that you make when all these people are playing it in the millions. And it's like you're just here typing away at a keyboard. You know, it doesn't translate well in your head, but it's kind of crazy to think about it.
100%.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like that's crazy to think about, right? Like a lot of content creation happens behind a desk, and it's crazy to know that, like, I mean, what separates the 3 of you from a lot of map creators is that, like millions upon millions of people are playing your games, the worlds that you guys are creating. Like that's such a cool thing, and I'm excited to tap into this. So in today's episode, we are sponsored by Epic Games. They're like, hey, we need these people on this podcast. We need to talk about creative. Let's make this happen. And I'm all for it. So thank you, Epic Games, for sponsoring today's video. And also thank you for sending me those Jordans 11. You made a grown man cry. Okay, so let's get into some icebreaker questions. These are just quick questions to get us kind of warmed up. I would love to know how much time you think you have spent playing creative. Like, do you guys know?
I can just look it up right now.
Amount of time.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Epic shows you how long you've played Fortnite.
Let's see it.
All right,
Okay.
Let's see.
This is about to be really unhealthy
Oh,
numbers.
no.
From
We're all
all
blushing
three.
right now. If you can't visually see this, go ahead.
I saw it. So for me, 271 days, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
271 days.
Yeah.
Nice. That's KKSlider.
I am 336 days.
300.
Get me, KK.
Over a year?
Yeah.
Over a year.
Oh, not a year yet. I'm like a month off of a year.
Yeah.
A month
Math is
off.
hard. That's crazy, Dom. Mac?
Yeah, I am at 334 days.
Oh,
That's so.
Yeah. But
You
now
like
this
one
is
up to me.
this is the other thing is we are all on teams, so we also have our team accounts that we've played on. So it's like we
Right.
also have numbers on those accounts that don't count. And I started on Xbox before this, so those are just my PC numbers.
Wow.
It's unhealthy amount of numbers. Yeah.
Well, I bring this up not to embarrass you guys. I think why I brought this up was because you guys, this is a craftsmanship. We are talking about Photoshop for Fortnite times everything. Like it takes a lot of work. I've done a few creative maps, and I sit there trying to just get 2 walls to connect and without a line. I don't want to see a line. I want it to look beautiful. And you guys spend so much time, especially when you work with massive sponsors, to make everything look the way a sponsor wants it to feel. And so I think this is a good starting point of like, these guys are experts. They've put in the time. Listen to them because they know what they're talking about. So now that we know how much time you spent playing creative, please tell me who is your specific favorite creative creator and why. Let's start with KKSlider. Who's your favorite creator? Yeah.
It's a hard one. I have so many friends in the community, you know, so many great people to work with. I really look up to Andrew though, because he has all of our like motivation times 10. His ambition to create these really detailed sculptures and worlds, and he wants to make his own games. Like he's been in other spaces. He's done Unreal Engine. He's done like other editors before. So I don't know. I just want to get to his level of always being motivated to create new, amazing things. Like, it's really cool to see.
Mac, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with my teammate Ritual. He from the beginning, getting shown 3 years ago. I mean, he blew me away with his art. It's amazing, and he always has insane ideas. And it just he goes off of our camera streams that we talk in every day, and comes back every time with a new idea. And I'm just like, how do you just pull that out of nowhere? And yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna hype her up, but I'm gonna say Mac because I mean everyone sees the builds. They see how cool she can make things with Aurelian, of course, and she's great in creative. But what they don't see is how many hours she spends emailing people and scheduling meetings. I mean, you should see her Google Calendar, the amount of things she has on this and her reminders. I mean, we're doing a trip here in a couple of days. We're like meeting up in person, and she has the hours pinpointed of she arrives at the airport, she's picked up, this person arrives at the airport, they're picked up, we arrive at the house. Like everything is laid out. And I think like I look up to that organization and I want to be as motivated and that work ethic. I want to have something like that. And so I idolize Mac and such a huge inspiration.
I can vouch for this. When we were throwing out emails to each of you, first to respond was her. Got on Twitter, first to respond was her. she is on it.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so we're gonna dive into chapter 3 towards the tail end of this, but I do want to know from you guys, from a creative standpoint, what is your most desired new feature? If you could dream up something to add into chapter 3, what would you want added?
That's a hard question because I feel like there's so many things we do want, or not even necessarily want, but need, like for things to
100%.
function the way they do.
Okay, let's not do need stuff because that can be maybe boring to a listener. Let's do what you like desire as in, like, this would be freaking cool.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
I think just being able to connect islands together more efficiently. So like if I went to Tiny Town and I earned 100 gold doing a cooking job, I want to take that to another map and then use it to buy something on that map and like start connecting these worlds together into one big metaverse. Like, Epic's all about the metaverse. We need to do that in creative where we can start connecting things together more. And it'd be really exciting to see that.
Yeah, how seamless that can be. And I feel like the new Jordan collaboration does a little bit of this. I mean, it's not like maybe to the most ideal state, but you can play, 6 different maps from 6 different creators and accomplish something that affects another map. And so, yeah, I think that's a really cool idea.
First time they've done that, which is really cool.
First step to becoming that.
They brought out the new tools for that, and definitely we're excited for the future of more projects like that. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I
think for me, I just really want some really good NPC characters in our maps. I think it'll bring things to life. I'm a gamer at heart, and so playing Assassin's Creed or any of the other games, you see people all around you that you can go and interact with. And I think that's one thing that I think would be so cool, to be able to create your own NPC characters in in your islands. Like that would just be amazing.
And I mean, like, we've got this in the normal BR, right? So we've got like, you can go up to Kakashi and be like, yo, give me a mission, or I'm going to buy this from you. And
Exactly.
so we have the technology, Epic Games. The
Yes.
question is, will it be coming sooner or later? Yeah. That's awesome.
I think I want a way to create custom items the player has, because a while back, Power worked on a map called Tide Tycoon, which is a fish and tycoon collection game. And the biggest downside with it is that we can only do like, there's only 15 fish in the game. So that is the most we can have for unique fish for people to collect. And then they add the shadow flopper, and it's like, yes, a new fish, because there's nothing we can add. We're blocked by that barrier of, you can't make new fish, you can't have fun with it, and you can't even make new weapons. Like if you could texture them differently or make different icons the player has in their inventory, similar to the Jordan series that is going on right now, where the basketball they pick up and there's like a little basketball hoop in their inventory. Like I want to be able to do things like that, where you can just kind of show different icons or different items that you can make.
You can make it really custom to your game too.
Yeah,
that would be sick. Yeah,
it will make the games feel more personal rather than, oh, this is just a BR item kind of thing.
Exactly.
Totally. That's great. All right. Well, thanks for warming up with me. We are going to talk about your origin stories of Fortnite. So what brought you to Fortnite? What got you hooked on Fortnite? And why are you still playing Fortnite? I'd love to know those things from you. Dom, are you were just talking? You want to keep rolling with this?
All right. So, well, Fortnite in general, because I love my creative one, so I'll do that one in a second. But Fortnite in general, I did a lot of Minecraft before Fortnite came out, and I had this friend, and he was like, "Yo, you should check this new game out." And I hated shooter games. I was never a kind of guy who liked shooter games. I liked the building aspect in Minecraft, so that's why I played that. And this is before creative. But then he eventually got me into a duos game, and we played a couple rounds, and eventually he didn't want to play anymore. And I was like, I still kind of want to play. So I started playing in Season 2, and I just kept doing the normal BR thing up until when Creative was released. I saw Lachlan leak it. Sorry, Lachlan, got to call you out. He leaked it, and then I stayed up that night for the Battle Pass, jumped in Creative right away, and I basically immediately started working on a Cops and Robbers map. And this is like a game mode that was off of Minecraft, and that's why I wanted to do it, because I knew it was pretty popular. A lot of Minecraft YouTubers used to play it. And so I built it. It took me a couple of days, nothing crazy. And then after I made it, I tagged Lachlan and like 8 other content creators. And within 6 minutes, Lachlan had replied, sent me a DM, and friend requested to be on Fortnite. So within the hour, Lachlan was in my game, recording on this map with a couple buddies. And I was like shocked, because I was a huge Lachlan fan before I started working with him. So he recorded this video, and then a couple days later he uploaded it, and from that point onward it was just, hey, I need another creative map, and then he would come to me to ask me for it. And that's just kind of how I got looped into the community. But I love that. I like telling that because I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's really rad. He's just like in your game all of a sudden.
And
like
now
fanboying,
yeah,
waving yourself down, trying not to smoke.
I had to mute. I actually ran downstairs and I told my dad, because I was in high school at the time. I was like, Dad, no one comes in my room. I'm playing with Lachlan. Do not come in my room. So I thought that's really funny.
I can't wait to do that with my wife and my dog. Nobody comes in here. Lachlan's here. All right, Mac. What about you? Origin story of Fortnite.
Yeah. I've again been a gamer forever, and my brothers and I started playing Fortnite Season 1, and I'm very competitive, so I just love shooter games. I mean, growing up, we played Call of Duty, and we're super competitive in that. So it definitely hooked me right away. It took me forever to get any of the building aspects of Fortnite down, but I've loved Battle Royale, especially early days. Battle Royale was super fun. But then when Creative was leaked, I was super excited and like, I need to get in and see what this is about. And just like creating fun things for my friend group to play was my initial like go at. I had no idea that I could turn in like this to a job to a career. Like it was didn't even cross my mind that it was like in scope of possibilities. And so I, as a creator, I was just creating for fun and the pure enjoyment of going in and showing my work to my friends and be like, look at what I just created. Let's go play it. And I mean, I created an escape game right away, and it took like, I mean, I still have like a video of us playing it for like 4 hours, like the entire session trying to escape this area that I created. And it just was so much fun. And from there, I created some maps for Courage JD, and then 100 Thieves reached out to me to make a World Cup map. And then I got asked from Epic to come and visit their headquarters. And from there, it just went like crazy. And just my career just skyrocketed. And I created Alliance Studios with my partner, Ritual and Snownonymous. And it's just like, we're just like stepping up like crazy.
Kicking butt.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I feel like what's so fun about that story, and I feel like it's very true, a lot of people that early adopters of Fortnite, you're just like, man, I just love this thing. I'm just passionate about it because it's super fun. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, now I have a career?
Yeah. Just out of nowhere.
Wait, people know me? Like, it's crazy how regular that statement that is. It's very weird.
That really is how it is. Yeah. I mean, I got into Fortnite as a hobby. I enjoyed playing BR a little bit. I took a long break and then came back for creative mode. And yeah, we all got into it as just a hobby, just something we're doing for fun, not thinking anything more of it. And then, I built Avalanche. That got featured. Epic was messaging me saying, like, we got the whole office playing Avalanche. They're all really frustrated, but having a good time. So it's fun to hear that. And then they invite me down to their HQ. And that's when it's like, okay, it's definitely something more than a hobby now. And getting to go down, meet new people, see the HQ. It was like so inspiring, and it just kept me going and kept things building up into where we are today. It's really exciting.
Awesome. That's so cool. So KK and the rest of you, we'll have KK start with him. Can you tell me about exactly that? Like, what opportunities has Fortnite created for you as a content creator? I'd love to hear this from all three of you, but Slider, you want to get us started with that?
Yeah, I mean, early on, there was so much travel, before everything kind of got shut down. But like, those were really exciting moments where we got to go to their HQ. The trip to LA was probably my favorite. Going to E3, which I remember meeting you down at E3 2019 in that little Fortnite booth.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
There's like a whole gang of you. There's like so many of you guys.
I think I forgot your name, but I was like, that's the guy that does the BR stuff on the map. But yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then we went from that into that whole like game jam. That was insane. They did have a whole Hollywood set for us to go and build maps in, and they're recording it. And that's just like amazing to think about, that we were just on a Hollywood set building maps and being recorded for that. And into the World Cup, which was an amazing event all around, just experiencing all these big creators and feeling like you're not fitting in, but just being there is insane.
You feel like a freshman,
off
in the corner, like
right.
Hang out.
And then so nowadays it's less travel, but it's still a lot going on. So many brands reaching out now and creating virtual experiences for people to play on, and I mean, it's not as much travel, but it's still a lot to get done and a lot of fun creating it too. It's always fun though. No matter what we're doing, it doesn't feel like a job. It just feels like we're chilling out, playing games, and making cool stuff.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, I think he also should have mentioned that we're kind of in a professional esports org. I don't know about you guys, but I
just
suck
text
about
Rockland. Hey, what the heck, bro?
Well, I would have never pictured being in like an esports org because I suck at video games. Just how it's always been. So to be in power is really cool, even if it's not as like a pro. But as KK said, Hollywood Game Jam, when we went down to LA in 2019 June, I think that's crazy. And I think my biggest flex is I took a movie making class in high school my senior year. This is right after Game Jam. And I always told everyone I actually have an IMDb account because being a part of that documentary, it gave us an IMDb account. I think that's just a fun thing to say.
That's so cool, actually.
Yeah, and then World Cup, and I mean, we've met so many cool people and YouTubers and influencers and Epic Games people. It's like, it's beyond believable. And we've all had LTMs, and I mean, we have countless experiences. I mean, these are also notable. We even have like little figurines in our background to represent different LTMs we have. Like this was the Spy Within LTM that we did last Christmas. And by the way, Mac made those. And yeah, I mean, these things, they'll just stay with us. I mean, I even have my lanyards in the back here because I like remembering those events that we went to. And I think, I mean, none of us would have met without Fortnite Creative either. So there's countless experiences that we've had. We've just done trips as friends even. So, I mean, it goes past Fortnite really, but great experiences.
Yeah, I think that's a big one for me, is just the amount of friendships that we've gained from this, and just like-minded individuals that get along really well. I mean, I've traveled to so many places now. I mean, Dom and I just went to Seattle to visit our friend Snow. And now we're literally, tomorrow I'm leaving for Los Angeles to go meet up with Dom and Ritual and Snow again. And so it's like, it's creating these opportunities to not only like have great friendships, but travel the world and see people. And I mean, the amount of friends I have in different countries now is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like without video games, without Fortnite, I would never have talked to anybody in any of these other countries. It just would never have crossed my realm. And to say that you have friends, you know, in Europe and in Australia and, you know, everywhere else is super incredible. And then just working with the brands that we're able to work with, you know, some of them that, like, when I get an email from a new brand, I'm still shocked. I'm like, you're reaching out to me right now? Like, wait, what? Like,
hello, Nike.
How is this happening?
I'm wearing your shoes.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, obviously we're fans of a lot of these brands, and we're like, it's crazy. I got to, you know, we worked on the Tomb Raider project for Epic, and created the whole Tomb Raider experience, and we got to meet like all of the devs behind Tomb Raider, and I'm a big fan of Tomb Raider, and seeing like some of the stuff that they've done is just so cool and inspiring. And it's like, I felt so small, and like I'm just like a gamer like turned into a creator, and now I'm creating something for these people to put in this world, and that's just it's so crazy. And it's really, you know, we're really blessed in the opportunities that the Epic has provided us. And yeah, it's really exciting.
I feel like what's really refreshing about talking with you guys, and I hope that this becomes an industry standard for people that work with Epic, but I really appreciate your guys's true, like, genuine gratefulness. Like, but all three of you, I see that. And it's just like, this is like, what the heck? This is amazing. Like, you know, like, what is going on right now? Yeah. And I think like, I hope we can set that as a standard, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that want it so bad, but it isn't like in like a grateful attitude. And so I'm really refreshed by hearing you guys just be like, nonstop, like, what is going on? Like, yeah, get involved in this, and I want more people to have that experience. And I think Epic Games does a good job of like looking for the little guy, or looking for somebody who just loves the game purely, period, you know, and then like gives them a cool opportunity. And so that's cool to see everything that you guys have gotten to experience, and all of the evolution of friendships that you guys have made. Tell me a little bit more, because I know a lot of creative teams like form, or a lot. Yeah, you guys form teams. You guys group up, you huddle in, and you're like, you're good at this, you're good at that. Let's go. And so, I mean, we have two teams here, right? Power and Alliance Studios. And so tell me why, like, for somebody who is maybe new to creative, why do you guys group up? And why, like, do you guys work together? And why is everyone so freaking nice? Like, I literally was like trying to do a map, and I'm like, I could really use a Squatting Dog logo. And somebody was like, bloop, 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 and was like, here you go. And then, oh, do you want this and this and this and this and this and this and this? And I was like, I didn't ask for any of this. But you guys are so generous in helping each other. Can you tell me a little bit of why that tends to happen in a creative setting?
Yeah,
Well,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. I think I think it comes down to, like, not everybody is good at everything, right? You have people that are good at certain things, and if you're looking at this as a business now, which all three of us are, it's become our business. We've created actual LLCs and companies for this, or a part of esports organizations, and you have to kind of put that business cap on, and in a sense of, how do I capitalize on these opportunities and make sure that we're balancing our own life around it as well. So bringing in people that you not only are friends with and work well with, but are going to collaborate and just mend well. Like, you can bounce ideas off of people. Like, I always say, having more heads in an idea, you're going to end up with better results than just your brain alone, because you're like, the amount of bouncing that happens is so cool to me. Like, I can say one thing and my teammates be like, oh, but what if we did this, and turn it into something even more incredible. And our goal is to just get players to be wowed and to be excited about what we're creating. And so, we want to bring people in, we want to help. And then just also, we want creative to grow, to be amazing, to be even more than what it is. And so I think all creators have this, like, just passion for creative, that we just really want to help each other succeed, and want this whole community that we're in to just become massive. And I think it's on its way to just being even better than what it is. So we're all friendly with each other because we really want the success of creative to take off.
Yeah, that's great.
That's basically what I was thinking, is we help each other because we want this community to grow. We want it to be a really prominent thing. And the only way to do that is to make sure there's other successful things going on, whether it's someone else's successful brand deal or map. I mean, there have been times where brand deals will be going on and the creators working on it are struggling. And so either they or an Epic person will be like, well, do you want to bring maybe someone else on to help you? And so one of us might get a DM and be like, hey, can you jump in here real quick and kind of help us with this? Or can you guys test this so you can give feedback on if this is working or not? And just things like that. So, I mean, we're all just trying to help each other. And like Max said, we all have different skills. So it's easier to work in a group where you have someone working on the mechanics and someone working on the design. And it even goes past that, where some people have trailer editors and graphics arts people. And I mean, Power is lucky enough to have influencers that back us, and social media managers. And I mean, the list goes on. Like, it's way easier to manage these deals when you have like a team behind you helping you out, rather than just one person trying to schedule brand deals and make the map and do the mechanics and try and get in contact with influencers even. I mean, it goes on. So it's just always better to be with a team.
Yeah, it's basically a requirement when you start to go into brand deals. You need the extra help. And I think everyone in creative can be classified as either an artistic builder or a mechanic. So, like, I'm definitely a mechanic. I can't do half the stuff that people build. Like, I don't even know how they do these micro sculpting logos and all this detail stuff. I just do the technical side. And then there's people that are artists that are like, I don't know how you make all this fancy stuff work in your game. But I think it's important to have your role and focus on what you're good at. So I'm just focusing on being a better mechanic so I can help out on that side. And then I work with a good artist to do the artistic side. And it really works well when you pair up like that. And I think it's just kind of what creative has become. You pair up a mechanic with an artist, and you can make a great map in half the time and have much better quality overall.
Yeah, I love creative a lot. I'm bad at creative a lot, just as much. And so I'm an idea guy. I could sit down with you and give you a million ideas of like incredible stuff. But if I'm trying to create it, it'll take me, like, you guys spent what, 300 days doing a creative map? I'll probably do 300 just trying to do one. Like, I'm so bad at the technical side. And I'm like, that's when I call someone like, hey man, I just literally just want the zone to close right here. Can you help me? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. Like, and I do think, like, for those listening, like, if you're wanting to get into creative, like, what would you guys recommend as a good diving point to get involved in communities or get involved in places where you can find other people that are good at this? Because I think when you start, and I feel this as a creator myself, like, you're just like, where do I go? Who do I talk to? How, like, so could you guys help us understand, like, for somebody that's listening that might be interested in diving in, like, what's a great practice for them to find a community like yours?
I would say, honestly, like, get involved in like Discord and social media, or like FCHQ is a great starting point. They, I'm luckily I'm a part of that and helping play test maps every week, and Dom as well.
FCHQ is a website where people post their map codes online, and we are part of a team. We are friends with the person who runs the site, so he asks us to help play test the maps, and then if they're good, we feature them, and if they're broken, we go like, fix it.
But it's great because it's a community on Discord where he allows you to submit your work, and then we can play test it and give you feedback, because we've been in this forever. So if you're new, we can be like, how about you try adjusting this setting, or this is broken, like, this is probably what you're doing wrong. And we stream it every week and we play through these maps. So there are little communities out there that are involved. Even Fortnite has a creative Discord as well. You can, hop in there. There are other creators that are looking for individuals as well to be a part of. And I think finding a good group of people to hang out with and talk to that are also creators is the way to go. I mean, KK and Dom and I can attest to that. I mean, we have our own little group of people that we literally get into a Discord call every single day and just hang out and chill and build and help each other test. And being a part of those kind of communities is what's going to help you succeed and grow and learn from others. But I think social media and Discord is the way to start.
So what is that? What is the name of that again, for our listeners? And then we'll also post this on our Twitter, so those of you that are looking for a place at Unvaulted Pod. So if you want it there as well, you can click the link. But what is it for listeners again, one more time?
FCHQ.com is the website, and he's got the links to his Discord server on there.
Great.
And then the Fortnite Creative has a Discord as well. So I would definitely get involved in both of those.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it's definitely gotten harder to get involved in creative or get started in creative nowadays, mainly because of how much they've added. If you remember creative back when it first came out, it was so primitive. You could barely do anything with the shapes and mechanics, like no off-grid anything, and you couldn't go under your island. So like you'd get props stuck under there. Nowadays, you have so many new tools that it's a little overwhelming. But I think a good starting point is to just jump in and mess around with building and mechanics and see which one resonates with you more. See if you're more on the mechanical side or more on the decorative side. And then lean in on that, and then find someone who needs help with what you're good at. So maybe you'll see someone who's like, I'm having trouble with the mechanics on this map, and you can like help them with that. Or I'm having trouble decorating something. Find your place, whether it's a mechanic or an artist, and try and fill that role for someone.
I think also like a good point would be to just play other creative maps, right? Like hop in and I'm not saying like even get into like a matchmaking with other players, like load into it like in a featured rift in the creative hub and go in it by yourself and really fully look at the details that creators are doing to kind of, examine how they might be building something. If you take a look at a building, and then go and see the tools that we have and see how they might have built it. You can learn so much just by going in to somebody's build and seeing what they're doing. I think that's a good starting point too.
I think a big if people are wanting to get successful in creative or even just started in creative, I think the first thing they got to do is they got to recognize that there's no way they're going to do it alone. You won't be able to do it alone. You need to find people to connect with. And I mean, the Discords are great, but even like Twitter and I mean, looking up the hashtag Fortnite Creative, you can look at some people post whether they're the finished product, their work in progress, their map trailers, etc. I mean, it's all on there and you can just kind of get inspired by looking at all that. And maybe you'll even find someone who's looking for people to play with. I mean, even just recently, I am taking like a random Minecraft break. So on my Twitter, I posted that I had a Minecraft server. And I was wondering if Fortnite creative people wanted to join because I thought it'd be really cool if like just a bunch of Fortnite creative people all like were just playing Minecraft for no reason. And I mean, I've talked to so many smaller creators because I haven't blocked it at all. I'm like, if you've touched play creative, or you can be let in kind of thing. Like I'm not being restricted with it at all. And so, I mean, it's been great. And like, there's so many creators, even if you're just playing Minecraft, they're still building that connection that can then be transferred over to Fortnite eventually. And I mean, I think both what these two both said about just, you got to find kind of what you're good at in your place and find someone you can work with, even if it's just one random person. And that's not saying you have to find the best of the best in the community. Just find someone and you guys can help each other grow. Like maybe you're not good at either mechanics or decorative right now, but just keep practicing, make a little thing. Don't try and make a giant role play or tycoon game or whatever. Just start small. I mean, just do like a red versus blue or just do some very simple game first and build off of that. I mean, a lot of the more popular maps aren't even the most complicated maps. I mean, you see the pit and the zone wars and even the box fights, like they might seem pretty complicated, but there are so many more complicated maps. But those are the ones that kids are playing anyways. So I don't even think kids have to focus on making the most mechanical map. You just got to make something that is fun, whether or not it uses a lot of mechanics.
That's great. Okay, so now it's time for you guys to be asked the hardest question you'll ever be asked, because I just know that you guys have multiple maps you love, but I need you guys to narrow it down to one. What is your personal favorite map that you are most proud of, that you've helped create or you created? Because here's what we're going to do. We're going to give our listeners these codes on Twitter so that they can check them out. So what map comes to mind that you are just like, man, I'm just proud of this project. I'm proud that what we've created and I want people to experience it.
Okay, well, I would probably pick the Money Wars map that I made with Andrew and Lockie. I was such, I mean, I've mentioned Minecraft several times already, but I was such a Minecraft guy. And at World Cup, when I was walking around with Lachlan and Andrew, Lachlan pitched this Bed Wars idea of making the game in Fortnite, because no one had really done it to a certain level of extent. I mean, there's maybe one or two, but they weren't like big or anything yet. And so I mean, Andrew and we worked on that map for months, and it was the first map that I probably did the most mechanics on. Because like KK, I'm more mechanical. I can do a little bit of decorative stuff, but I'm more mechanical. So Andrew took care of the decorating. The decorating.
The new word. It's a creative word.
Yeah, I'm creating the new word. Yeah. So I mean, we spent months going back and forth on that map, and I mean, we even built the whole thing and decided it just wasn't good. So we scrapped the whole thing and started over from fresh. And I mean, once we got it done, though, I loved it. And Fortnite loved it, and they kept featuring it, and it would be up as an LTM like once a month, it felt like. And if it's ever featured, I'm always playing it. I mean, I love the game mode and the amount of time that Andrew and I put into it, and I think it just turned out so well, and it's just my favorite, and I want to revamp it. That might be a teaser for the future.
There you go. It's coming.
That's a really good thing. Yeah, is when you make a map that you want to keep playing yourself. If you build a map and you want to play it, that's a good sign that your map is a good one.
Yeah. What about for you, KK? You're most proud?
Yeah. I'm probably actually going to go with Tiny Town. I think Tiny Town was like our first big power project, and it really showed the strength of our team as a whole. we're just creating this giant town. You can kind of go around, do whatever you want, but it's got so many different things to it. It's like so much depth in what you can do, and we're always expanding it too. It's like our metaverse map, where one update will add a whole city where you can go explore, and we'll add an alien planet you can go visit, or a school you can go to. There's so much that we've added to it, and we want to keep going. I mean, of course, we're hitting our limits now with memory and channels and everything, but as things open up, we want to keep going with it and keep expanding as much as we can. But I'm just super proud of how we put it all together and how people still love playing it. And there's so many cool experiences you get when you play it. You can just go around, talk to people, interact, and have fun with it. It's nothing competitive, just you go there to have a fun time.
Yeah, that's great. Mac.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say probably the Tomb Raider experience map that we did. I think we were able to pull off. I love puzzles. Like, I'm just such a puzzle fan, and some of the puzzles we were able to pull off in that map had like never been done before in creative. And we did like this cinematic sequence. Like, we have like this ball puzzle where you have to like go and unlock the ball, and it drops to unlock a doorway. And we created like a cinematic experience that had never been done before, and we just like, we're so proud of how that turned out. And it, obviously being an Epic partnered project, getting their recognition for our hard work was super exciting. And the Tomb Raider team loved it, and I'm just really proud of what we were able to pull off in Fortnite Creative to replicate that that game, and to do our best authentic Tomb Raider experience inside Fortnite. That was really, really cool to be a part of.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to post all 3 of those maps on the Twitter, Unvaulted Pod, so you guys can click it, check it out. We got to make sure we have these accompanying links to the conversation, because we can't have you guys miss out on some of these. These guys are incredible what they do, and so hopefully you'll get a taste of that from these 3 maps. Okay, so I feel like there's a large conversation coming here about Chapter 3. Okay. And as I'm looking at you guys are getting squirming a little bit, because I think you guys know some things. Because Creative 2.0, we've played a few Creative 2.0 maps, correct? Among the imposters, I believe, right?
Oh yeah, they did say that was made in that
Did
end.
they say that? Yeah.
You're like, I don't know if I should.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm saying the right things here.
Yeah.
You gotta watch yourself.
So that was an impressive, really fun game mode that probably had more polish than a typical creator. But can you guys tell me what the future looks like for creative? Like, what can we look forward to? I know Epic has said some things. I know Epic has also not said some things. But like, for you guys as just creators, what are the things that you want in the future of Fortnite? What are the things that you would love to have a staple as for what's to come? Yeah,
I think on a technical side, they've definitely shown some of 2.0. I remember there was a live stream they did a while back, and one of the big things that stood out is they're doing a coding language. So
yeah,
it's intimidating for me. I've never done coding. Like, I'm a great mechanic in Fortnite, but I've never touched code. So it's going to be a bit scary when it comes into creative. But I think they're doing it in an easy to understand way that should be easy to learn. And a lot of mechanics actually do transfer over to coding really well. It's like coding in a 3D space. It's what mechanics is basically. But I know it's going to open up a lot in customization and making the games feel so much cleaner, like it did with the imposter mode. So I'm excited for it. A little nervous, but I think it'll be a huge improvement and let us do a lot of new stuff.
I mean, I just want to see Fortnite turn into how Roblox and Minecraft are. I mean, you see how big those games are, and you see the popularity of some of those Minecraft servers or Roblox games, and I just want to be able to see that kind of interaction on Fortnite Creative. I mean, Discovery is a huge step for Fortnite, because you see all these maps now that a lot of people didn't see before. But I mean, Fortnite is still very VR focused game, which is great. I mean, VR is great, and I mean, there's no doubting it is the more popular side of Fortnite. But I think eventually creative will take over, and I'm kind of hoping it will take over after. Inevitably, games will die down, but the great thing about creative is that new games are always being made. They're not all the same, and I think that is where Fortnite is going to lead into this next era, is just more games other than VR.
Yeah, I think user generated content is the future. I think Tim Sweeney's got this metaverse in mind, right? And I think with 2.0, if that's what it's even going to be called, we don't know. I think it's going to just step up the game, and hopefully it allows us to, some porting, to be able to port our own, custom assets in. Hopefully there's more advanced tools to make the jobs a little bit easier. But I think it will allow for more IPs to get in the game, and this metaverse to really become authentic, and to us to just be able to create so many different games that are all free to players. That's one of my favorite things about Fortnite is, if you're a kid who the parent is not able to afford to buy the new, Call of Duty, but you really want to play, a hard point game mode, right? You can go into creative and play a hard point game mode for free. And it's the accessibility there to everybody on every platform too. Like it really has the capabilities of taking over and just allowing this huge metaverse to be realized. And I think it's really going, like Dom said, it's going to overtake Battle Royale. I think Fortnite became popular through Battle Royale, but I think it's going to sustain its popularity through creative. More people just need to really come in and see the capabilities on what's going on and what is going to be able to be happening. It's gonna be a good future. I'm excited for it.
What's funny is if you rewind a few years back and you wanted to play Fortnite, you would click and it'd be solos, duos, squads.
Yeah.
You look now, you click that same exact button, and it is like a Pokedex of everything. It's like it would be silly for people not to recognize that.
Yeah.
Creative is here and it's not going anywhere. And in fact, it can actually provide experiences that are hand tailored to what you want as a gamer, which is really cool. So we're getting Unreal Engine 5. And that's going to be implemented. Rumor has it that it'll be implemented. So I'm curious of what that means to somebody who doesn't know. What is the difference, and why is that significant to the game, and could that be significant to creative?
I think optimization is a big part. I think it's going to optimization for players who don't understand it. It just makes your games run smoother. You have more capabilities. It'll hopefully allow for us to create bigger experiences inside our maps. We're limited to a certain amount of memory in our projects. So with it converting to a new engine, they're going to be able to have more tool sets to optimize the different logic that they give us, so we can create bigger and better experiences for players. I think that's going to be what sets it apart.
I mean, better graphics, better just performance in general. There's probably better animations. It's an updated tool set. It pushes the boundaries of what is currently possible and what is currently feasible with the tools we have now. I mean, I'm not a coder and I haven't ever worked in the Unreal Engine, but I can recognize that updating something just means it's going to be better. So the overall performance of the game will be better.
Yeah.
I'd love to see if we could get our hands on the physics engine too and make some really unique, fun physics-based. That's the thing creative needs right now. It's more physics-based stuff. You have cars and the ball. I want to make a whole wall crumble or something.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Really cool physics-based stuff would be really fun to make.
I just want an avalanche, bro. You
an actual avalanche.
Rocks are literally you gotta run from rocks. That would be insane. Or
I'll make
here's a tornado. Good luck. Tornado warning. Get inside your house. And if windows break and stuff like that, it would be really rad to see the evolution of physics in Fortnite, because I feel like we've just kind of like gotten used to what Fortnite is. And a lot of times we get stuck in thinking this is how it will always be. And Epic is not that way. They're very future forward. And so I feel like asking this of them is not a tall order when we've gotten some of those things already. But yeah, I feel like having like I don't know. When I play BR, there's like volleyball or like beach balls on the beach, and I tried to do a game where I would get a win by having the beach ball always with me. So I'd like try to bounce it, but eventually it disappeared, and I was like, "Back! Like, where's your physics engine?" You know, like, and it just made me think like there are things that they could add that would be so rad. You know, like if like a wave kind of comes and takes out part of like what you know, like there's so much they could do with it, and I hope that we'll see that in the future, and hopefully Unreal 5 could deliver that for us.
I think even content creators are kind of craving for those moments, right? Because if you have those moments, you're able to create like really cool hype moments on your streams and your videos that are unique to that, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Okay, so I've got a question that is hard. Another hard one. I said that was the only hard one. This one's hard too. Could you tell me what your favorite Fortnite moment is? Do you have a favorite Fortnite moment that you can think of just like if you could pin it down to one thing, what would that be?
I think for me it would be just like arriving at the World Cup and walking into that lounge, like that VIP lounge with all the different content creators all in one place, and just seeing like everything combined into this one point for this one moment. That was a really cool experience to just like see, oh, there's Ninja over there, Lachlan over there, you know, all these different people just in one space. It is a really amazing event, an amazing experience.
I actually remember us
definitely poop myself if that happened. Like wow, there's a lot of really cool people here. That's awesome.
I remember a moment, KK, where it was you, myself, and I think Lockie, and we were all just kind of standing there in the VIP lounge, and we were just talking, and like it might not have been. I think it was actually about your beat swap death run and how Lockie had just played it, and I mean that feeling was just surreal. I mean, it just felt so normal, but so cool at the same time. It was like, we're just here. We're chilling. We're vibing. And like, we're at the World Cup. And
it's so much different in person. Yeah. It's like between talking online and in person, it's like a totally different thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Hollywood, when we went down for Game Jam, that was the first time I had ever met people that I'd ever talked to online. I had never experienced meeting up with someone online before. And I think that was pretty cool. I remember being so nervous because I arrived late. I was the last one to arrive, which is ironic because I lived in California. I was probably the closest one there. But I came down the elevator that morning, and I remember seeing everybody around the table, and they were just kind of talking. So I like nervously walked up, and I was like, "Hi guys," and I like panicked, and I just started giving everyone my business card. Like I didn't know what else to do. It was so awkward, and so
and you get a card, and you get a card.
I love to see that, though. I love that. Please don't stop doing that. That should be your thing now, bro. Just like, hi, I'm. Here you go.
Y'all knew I was.
Just put it in people's pockets when they're not looking.
I still like. I have your business card behind me too. By the way,
everyone has you now. At this point.
I'm bummed I didn't get one.
You'll get one soon.
Just sign it for me though. Okay.
So good. I think my favorite moment so far. I remember the Marshmello concert so much. I think we were in a Discord party with friends, and just seeing that live was so cool. And I also had I think I had Dr. Lupo up at the time, so I was not only watching it in game, I was also watching a streamer too, and just like that just never had happened in a video game before. I mean, I've been playing video games my entire life, and that was just, it set the bar where I was like, Fortnite is next level, like absolutely next level, creating these experiences that are just, accessible to all these different regions, and we're all celebrating this music and just enjoying this concert together. it was so cool to me. And now like they're amping up their concerts even more. I mean, we're working on, creative concerts. We just did a Soundwave series, concert with Egyptian artist Hamaki, and like this is so cool to me that you no longer have to go in person to a concert. You can enjoy it in the comfort of your home, and that's just amazing.
What's crazy to me about Fortnite in general is that they create something and then they nurture it, right? Like they want to see it succeed. They want every piece of Fortnite to succeed. And so they're experimental too. So like they're learning from either mistakes or ways of doing things. It's only compacting onto the direction they want to take Fortnite. And so what I love about creative is like we get to build spaces and imagine spaces, and then all of a sudden a Naruto collab comes up and they're like, we know who to call, like, and they link that up, right? Yeah. Like here's now that world. Yeah. And so what's so cool about the metaverse and what's so cool about the like sheer amount of collaborations is there's tons of opportunity, and Fortnite wants to make sure and nurture that to make it grow and succeed and continue. And I think companies are catching on to that from all different departments. And like players are now starting to understand like, whoa, like it's not just about getting a new skin in the game. It's actually about the world building that users can create. And so I think like what's so cool about you three is like you three are starting, like you guys were on the ground floor and you guys are now legendary for some of the stuff you're creating. And people are looking up to you for that. What does it feel like to be somebody that people are looking up to inform what they're doing? Like that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it is. It is completely wild. And I still pinch myself on it because, I get message from people every day. Like, I advise creators as much as I can because I want to see their success just as my own. Right. And so I make sure to answer, questions when I can, help teams with their business models and growing and knowing what to do, when to do it. I mean, I think we were one of the first, if not the first team to do a brand deal inside creative. And we obviously learned so much from that. And then, continuing doing them, we have the experience now and the challenges and the hurdles that we went through that we're able to provide that information to other creators that are wanting to do the same. So, I mean, I love being able to help others. Like that's just something in my heart that I love to do. And I want to see this community grow and everybody to be able to, if this is a career you're wanting to do, if this is a path you're wanting to take, I'm rooting for you and I'm here as much as I possibly can be. Obviously I only have so much time in the day, but, I enjoy helping and giving my advice to other creators, but I pinch myself every day. Cause I'm like, I was you too at one point, right? Like I was that small too, but I unfortunately didn't have a creator to reach out to be like, how do you do that? There's no Google, how do you do this in creative? It was figuring it out for myself. And, there were pitfalls that I had to overcome and stuff, but hopefully now I can make like things easier for other creators by going through those experiences myself.
That's great. Personally, I mean, it goes beyond just being like a role model, I guess, for aspiring creative builders. But I mean, I started working with Lachlan from the very start, and working with Lachlan, who has 14, 15 million subscribers, whatever he has, brings a little bit of a following of my own. And I remember at World Cup, I wore this jersey, actually. It has my name on the back. And I had people coming up to me all the time, recognizing me. And I just thought that was so cool. But that was almost expected there. I think the time that really tripped me off was at my own high school. I was just walking around and I noticed they were like a set of twin girls. I think they were probably freshmen or sophomores. I don't remember. And I was a senior at the time. And they were wearing Lachlan merch. And I'm not going to go up to them and be all like, I work with him. I thought that was weird.
So I business card.
So I kind of stayed out of it. But like a month or two into the new school year, eventually I got like a DM on my personal Instagram from one of them saying, I think you go to my school. And I think you're DolphinDom. And I was like, oh, I know, like I already know you exist, but like, okay. And I just thought that was so cool because like I had people that recognized me at my own school, and it even went a step further. One time when I was getting out of church, I had a kid like walk up to me and he said, "Hey, are you the guy who like worked with Lachlan?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so I like took a picture with this guy outside of my local church, and I don't know, it's crazy that has even happened, but.
Yeah, nothing feels different though. I mean, I feel the same that I did a few years ago, but just the steps that you take to do all these cool things, it's cool to look back on it and remember how much you've actually accomplished. Because right now it just feels like nothing's really happened, but I'm like, oh yeah, I worked with Red Cross and Nickelodeon and all these other companies, and it's cool to look back and see that you have made a bit of a career out of it.
A bit, he says.
A little bit.
Just a smidge. Well, guys, this podcast has just flown by. I feel like having three voices, obviously it takes a little longer to get through it all, but I'd love to hear what projects you're working on that you can talk about and what your fans could look forward from you guys and your companies, and in what ways we can support you guys as a podcasting community. I, as a creator myself, love having these types of conversations, and I love seeing people succeed. And so it's really exciting to see everything that you guys have accomplished. And I can only imagine that there's much more to come. But yeah, so what could people look forward to?
Well, we're always updating old stuff. I mean, revamping it or doing all that. So, at least for Power, that's what we've been doing recently. Is we've been giving a refresh to a bunch of old creations that maybe weren't given a lot of love. And recently, we released our Squad Game map, and we're always doing updates on that. It's a remake of Squid Game, and I mean, of course, we got secret stuff going on in the background. We always got other projects coming, but if I can't really talk too much on what those
it's
are,
a teaser.
but
It's a teaser. They want a teaser.
Just stay tuned early next year.
we can say there's one thing we're working on kind of on the side. I don't know when it's coming out because we're always so busy, but a little bit of a parkour type map you might see coming soon. There's a teaser.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So we Alliance just worked with our friends at Zen and released the Australia Lands Down Under experience for the launch of the Fortnite ANZ Twitter social handle. So we had 5 maps tied to that we just launched on Thanksgiving, and that's gone really well. We're super excited about that. And we are currently working on another Soundwave project with Epic. And that's going to be super fun, and we're excited for that, along with some personal stuff. But yeah, it'll be.
What does that mean for people that don't know?
So the Soundwave series is the concert experiences inside Fortnite Creative that they released. They started with the Mohammed Hamaki concert that was released. I think it was October that it came out, and that's when we started on. And they've announced the additional singers on their platform. I think all of them have been announced. So the next one coming up, we're working on as well, and it's going to be super fun and exciting. I'm excited to share it.
I can't wait, guys. Thank you guys so much for being on this podcast. And like I said before we even got started, if you guys want to continue to be on it, please let me know. I think the creative space needs a lot more love. You guys need a lot more exposure, because you guys are the unsung heroes of so many maps that people get to experience. And so feel free to come back in. You guys got an open door. Feel free to knock in and be like, hey, what podcast is this? I'm here. It'd be good to have you guys on again. But thank you guys. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Also, thank you for having us.
Yeah. This was so fun. I can't wait to get your business card later.
Yes.
Here, I got another one right here.
Also, an incredible.
This one's for you right here.
Also, an incredible thank you to Epic Games for sponsoring this podcast. And of course, a special thank you to all of our listeners. Feel free to contact us on Twitter at UnvaultedPod or me, the Squatingdog. And I will be posting all of those maps that we talked about and that Discord for you to get connected if you are also somebody who wants to get into creative. Time to crack open that creative and practice for Creative 2.0. Until next time, I'm Squatingdog. See you later, nerds.